And then the water coming in on the right side up there goes along, drops down into a stream, goes into that log right there, comes along that log. The log has a hole in it right here. Water drops down that wall, and also at the end of that log has water coming out that side and coming down this way. And then over here, water comes down out of that and then drops down into this log, and then also down the wall, down that way. But it drops into that log and goes through, and you can see it coming out the bottom right there. And then where the water goes through there, dropping through that log, you can see the hole in the log there, and you can actually watch the water coming through the log. And then in the wider picture, you can see where the water's coming down the wall right here. There's a tier right there, water going into that tier. And then down a little further is another tier, and it's got a couple little sources of water going into it, drips and stuff. All down this left side, you can see where the water's coming down the wall from leftover drips and coming down. And there's a platform there, and it drops down there, all these different spots, keeping it wet, dripping down there. And then there's another platform right in here, and it comes down there around this log here, and it all drips down around there, and then down to the bottom eventually. Just little drips keeping things wet. And then in the middle, we have another log sticking out of the wall right here for putting plants on. Out of there, out of there. And the water, of course, dripping out of there, dripping out of here. And it all comes down this big piece of cork right there. Comes down to the bottom. And everything eventually ends up on this large piece of cork in the middle. And all these veins and everything all through it. The water comes down. You can see it hitting the slate right there. And dripping down, and then it hits the bottom eventually. And then over on the right side, where the water comes in, it's going into the log up in this area. And then over here, because there's so much water flow, it actually comes down that wall right there. Keeps everything nice and wet. Lots of stuff dripping back in the background. Everything getting wet. And back in there, there'll be full up and some kind of substrate in there. You can see everything dripping down to the bottom. And then a full picture. You can see all the different planting areas.